What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build-Up video, and today I'm going to make this my last attempt to explain to the people that are having trouble how to successfully win the contest of mayors and how to pick your assignments. Now, the very first thing is you need to listen to everything I say very carefully. I think part of the problem is that people don't hear everything I say, and then it's like, okay, why am I talking? Because I can't tell you how many people I have in the comments section or in my group chat, especially, where they ask me a question to a video. They ask me a question, I direct them to the video, and then they say, well, I already watched that video. Okay, well, I'm not understanding the issue then, because I spent 60 minutes in explaining the question that you're asking me. How could you have watched the video then? You know what I mean? Like, are you lying and you didn't really watch it? Or like, what's going on here? Because I'm not understanding the issue, right? So pay very, very close attention to what I tell you. Very, very, very first thing you need to do, if you have not already, is hit that like and subscribe button, okay? Know that you guys really need to educate yourself on all aspects of the game. It is very important. One of the most important videos on my channel is the Missy's Building Guide. And I'm actually going to be putting up an updated version of that, and like maybe later today or tomorrow. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. I'm also typing up a checklist, which is going to be for you guys to follow, right? If you guys are between level 1 and 24. And then from 24 to 43 isn't really so much a checklist, more as it is like there's very little things to do between that time, but I'll put it in there what you guys need to do. But level 1 to 24, there are very crucial milestones to hit in that zone, because when you get into the danger zone, that's going to be level 30 to like 38 or so. It's going to be the worst of it, okay? So pay attention. Now, very first thing, and that is you need to wipe any idea in your brain where you think that the contest of mayors is based on luck, okay? And I don't want to spend 10 minutes explaining to you how it's not based on luck, but you'll realize it once you master how you pick your assignments, okay? I can't tell you how many people I've had this argument with. They come into my group, they tell me, I'm doing everything you said, and I'm not getting a 2K average. No, you're not. You're not doing everything I said then. And they're like, yes, I am. I'm like, okay. And I start asking them questions. And I say, in this instance, what would you do? What assignment would you choose? I'll ask them something like, you have 12 hours left in the contest, okay? You have 6 tickets left. You have a gold chest assignment for 3,000 points, and your club is not even in the attack phase of war. You have a earn Simoleons assignment for 1,500 points, right? And then you have a VU for 1K. What assignment do you do? What is the first step you make? So you got a 3K war chest, a 1K VU, and an earn Simoleons challenge for 1,500 points. You got 6 tickets left, and you have a 10,000 point lead, but you know that the guy in second is climbing up to you quick. Any idea? Think about it. Most of you picked to what? Either cancel the war chest because it was 3K, which is a wrong answer, or do the earn Simoleons challenge for 1,500 points, which is also the wrong answer. Okay? Why? Well, because a premium task, that's why. And if you don't know what a premium task is, then that explains why you're having so much trouble. So this is what ends up happening. I get into these conversations with people and I say, see, you're not making the right choices. I tell them, if I chose your assignments all week long, I made every single choice, you would have a 2K average. And that's a fact, okay? I can't guarantee you're going to win, but I can guarantee that you will have a 2K average. If you are falling below a 2K average, you're doing something wrong, okay? You know, 1900, whatever, maybe you canceled one too many. But you can run a 2K average at level 18 without having to do any upgrade tasks. I have people in my club do it every week, okay? And this is what happens. I have a handful of people that get it and a handful of people that don't get it. And then what ends up happening is the handful of people that get it, they spent time listening to my videos. They listen to everything I say and they follow my advice 150%, okay? Those people, they fly off, little birdie, and they soar, and they're good, man. They're done. They're golden. They don't need my help no more. They're good, right? Maybe every now and then they might message me and say, you know, hey, I have this situation going on, and you know, what do you think the best option would be? And then they tell me what they think, and usually I'm in agreement with them on what they should do. And then what ends up happening is the new players come in, or the people that are having trouble, and they say, you know, I'm following everything you said, and I don't understand. And it's based on luck, and they're set in their ways that it is luck. They just got bad tasks this week. They just don't know why they didn't have any 3K tasks pop up this week. And they make this big ordeal about it, okay? And then I spend another hour explaining to them, no, it's not based on luck. And it's like this broken record, okay? And then what they do is I say, fine, all right, if it's based on luck, then why is it that, and I pull up my screenshots of CPT, and I pull up my screenshots of Yoda, and everybody else I've helped over the course of the last couple of months, all right? And I send you screenshots of their contest of mayor score for every week for the last, 8 weeks? And every single one of their scores is over a 2K average. And all but one of the times when there was an obscene hacker in their league, they've won. Can you explain that? If it's all based on luck? Can you explain how I know next week they're going to hit a 2K average? And the next week, and the next week, and so on? If it's based on luck, why is that? Because it's not. It's based on choices. And you have to understand how to make those choices. And you're not going to understand how to do that until you truly understand that that is the case. So the very first thing you have to do is wipe that idea out of your head. You are making the wrong choices. That is a fact, okay? And I will prove it to you. If you really don't believe me, my name is MissyAnne, Marysville, Washington, okay? And you send me at the beginning of the next contest. Make sure you're in Mega League, otherwise it's going to be a waste of your time, but I can prove it to you, but you're going to have to spend cash. And I don't think it's a good idea to spend cash in the lower leagues because there's really no reason to burn through your tickets or your cash. Get up to the Mega League, okay, first. All right? You send me a screenshot of the beginning of the contest. I want to see how many assignments you start with. If you're in Mega, you should start with 60 assignments. I want to see that screen, right? I want to see the counter on your assignment so I know you haven't done any, all right? You send me a screenshot, and I'm going to tell you what assignment to do. And I'm going to pick every one of your assignments, and I've done this with 7 people now. I'm going to pick every one of your assignments, and at the end of the week, you will have a 2K average, and that is a promise, okay? And I have screenshots to prove that I've done that with several people, all right? Once I prove to you what you're doing wrong and that it is not based on luck, then you will be able to actually learn something because you won't be so, ignorant to it. Because right now you're blinded to the advice. So then what ends up happening like clockwork is I tell people, this is the advice, this is what you do, this is the people that do it every week, this is why it's not luck. And like clockwork, every single one of those people, they run to the people that I reference them, like they'll run to CPT or Yoda and they'll be like, hey, how do you do that? How do you get a 2K average? And they're like, follow Missy's advice. They're like, well, that doesn't make sense because I am doing that. They want this hidden secret that I'm not giving them. Like, like CPT and Yoda know something that I'm not telling you, and that it's just that you just need this hidden secret and it will all be well. No. They are doing what I tell them. Okay? Pay attention. Okay? So you've wiped that idea, you know it's your choices, and you're about to figure out how to make some right choices. Here's the part of the issue. Everything matters. People try to only pay attention to one thing, and it all matters. Okay? A premium task is a task that has the ability to be worth 3,000 points, or it is your highest point task that only one can pop up of, right? So, for instance, if you are at the beginning of the contest and your club is not in war, right? And you have a 3K gold chest task right off the get-go. Don't leave that there. You need to get that shit out the way, okay? But let's say that you bought the VU pass and you have a gold chest at the end of that pass and you're actually very close to hitting it, right? Then you would want to do that gold chest task, okay? Your assignments, the choices of your assignments are going to be based on what you have going on in your game at that current time. If you're not preparing for the contest of mayors, if you're not planning on spending cash, if you're not planning on setting your assignments up correctly and picking them wisely, then you have to take all this stuff into consideration, okay? Very first thing, and I'm going to hopefully get this through to you guys. You do not do any earn simoleons tasks ever, okay? I see people do that one all the time. They're in my club going, hey, I need to earn, I need a paper chase for this assignment. You shouldn't even be doing that assignment unless you're playing the contest of mayors for the pass only. If you're not playing to win competitively, then you should do that task. But if you're playing to win, you should never touch that task. And why should you never touch that task? Because that task is never worth more than 2,000 points, and it is not a premium, which means that once you do it, you won't... Look, you're going to make a list of your assignments that you have, the type of assignments you have. So for a level 18 player, you have production, house upgrades, flights, war, expansion. What else? BU. And earn simoleons. I think that just about covers it, okay? Out of all of those tasks, you pick out which ones have the ability to be worth at least 3,000 points. Oh, yeah, keys too, okay? All right, so we know that upgrade tasks can be worth 3,000 points, but you can't do those, okay? We know that war tasks can be worth 3,000 points, but you gotta be in a club that's doing war, and you have to plan those ones just right with the attack phase and the chest and all that stuff. You have to have war items available to you, so you have to stock up on those for the contest. A lot of people's problem is they don't prep. But your biggest problem at a level 18 is going to be production tasks. Upgrade and production are going to be the big majority of your tasks, and you're not going to be able to do upgrade tasks, right? So what you can do is you can do those upgrade tasks and go up to level 20. And this will relieve a lot of the pressure on your production tasks because you will be able to utilize those silver tokens. And you really won't fuck your algorithm up hardly at all when it comes to finding rares. And you'll have a better chance at winning the contest. So it is advisable to go up to level 20. Okay? Now, once you do this, and like I said, don't try this hard in any other league besides Mega, or if you have to get promoted into Mega, so you might have to use some tickets and stuff in Metro. All right? Once you get to Mega, that's where you crack down on shit. You need to use every single ticket Period. Don't wait. No exceptions. I don't care if you have a 70K lead on the second place guy. You have to use all of your tickets, okay? It is going to not only secure your placement, because believe it or not, I have seen people get 80,000 points the last couple hours of CoM. It happens all the time. And not only that, but you need to unlock the pass, okay? So you're going to use every one of your tickets, but prep, very first thing, all right? So first thing is, if you're somebody who has very minimal storage, that is going to be a huge issue for you. If you're somebody who has regional maps unlocked, that is another major issue for you, all right? The advice that I'm giving you, it applies to you, but there's other things that don't apply to you as well. I'm mainly talking to the people that don't have regionals unlocked, they're below level 24, and they're trying to win the mega prize, okay? Then I will tell you what you need to do if you have regionals unlocked. So you're below level 24, you have a decent amount of storage, you need to stock up on VU as much as you possibly can. You need to have enough dozer to do some land unlocks if you get those assignments, and those assignments are 2K, and they're very popular, and they're going to pop up one after another, okay? So be prepared for that. Your VU task is going to be one of your main tasks, the launch VU. So that week that you were bitching, griping about how you didn't have any 3K tasks, did you look at the entire task list? And this is why when I pick your assignments, I need to know your entire task list. Because here's the thing. Certain tasks pop up in doubles, but other ones don't, right? So VU launch does not pop up in multiples. So if you have a 1K VU launch at the bottom of your list that you haven't even been looking at, then you're not going to have a 3K VU task pop up the entire contest, which means that you lowered the chances of getting a premium task. Actually, no, you eliminated that whole entire concept. You will not get a launch VU task with that one sitting there. And when you are limited to production, which you can't do very well, at that level because you're stuck making everything at normal speed, right? And you're not pre-planning your tasks, and you're not looking at your premiums, and you have premiums sitting there of lower point value, which means they won't pop up of higher point value, then no wonder you're doing so bad. You got to pay attention, right? All right, look. Before the contest, this is what you're going to do. You're going to look at your factory, okay? And you're going to think, okay, look, depending on what you have unlocked, you are going to make all of one item in your factory, preferably the longest item, or the one that you think that you will get a task for. So let's say that you did sugar or glass, right? You're going to make all of it, and you want to make it to where it's done when the contest starts. So you want to pay attention to when the contest starts. Then you're going to go over here, and you're going to look at when the monster comes in to see, okay? That way you have that available. Just that, you can't control that, but at least you'll know, right? Then you're going to look at your war items and see what war items you need. That way, if you get a launch 3 task for your legendary or whatever, you can do it immediately and not have to go searching for it later. Next thing you're going to do right before the contest, you're going to look at your flights. If it says loading starts in 2 hours, you're going to leave it. If it says 5 hours, let's say the contest starts in 12 hours, right? Or let's say it starts in even 20 hours. This one's going to leave in 5 hours, and then I have like an 18-hour wait or some stupid shit. So I know that I need to request a new shipment now because it won't get here for 18 hours. So I need to get that going now, right? Check all your shipments, okay? See, this one leaves in 6. Nope. I'm going to get that done in 8 hours. It'll be here. And if the contest starts in 12, then it'll definitely be there if I get an assignment. Okay, so try to pre-plan everything. The next thing, and this is extremely important, you guys, you need to look at your inventory. You need to make sure that you have enough nails, planks, hammers, tape measures, all that good shit for when you do your VU assignments. You need to make sure that you have beach items available for when you get a beach unlock assignment. All right? Next thing you need to do is you need to look at all of your shops here, okay? And pay very close attention. All of your shop slots should be unlocked. And if they're not, you need to unlock them. And if you can't, you're in a bad spot, okay? This is very, very, very important stuff here. Especially if you're lower level and you really want to win Mega. So this shop here, it needs to be fully unlocked, no exceptions. Especially if you don't have tokens, okay? That's the biggest issue. What's going to happen is you're going to get an assignment to produce 15 of these, and you're not going to have, you know, a choice in the matter. And then what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to speed up the production. You're going to have to wait, and you don't have that long to wait. So how do you prepare for this? Here's what you do. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so what you need to do in every shop that you have is you need to produce all of one item. Just guess, okay? But this is the biggest mistake that people make. They put all of the items down in queue, okay? Don't do that. So let's say that I decide I want to produce 11 of the stained glass, right? I'm going to put one down. And then when that one is done, I'm not going to collect it. I'm going to put another one down. How am I going to be able to do that without collecting it? Well, I either have to have my storage at max, or I have to click a different shop and use the arrows. And this is very important, you guys. When you use the arrows, you're able to put more down. You can have a total of 11 done, right? That's it. So let's say it's the beginning of the contest. At the beginning of the contest, you should have 11 of every item in every not every item. At the beginning of the contest of mayors, every single one of your shops should have 11 of one item done and ready for pickup. Just pick a random one, okay? Doesn't matter. You don't have very many options here, so you need to prepare for them. So let's say that for your barn, you chose melons, okay? So you have 11 melons done. If you get a melons task, you already have them done. But let's say that you get let's say that you get a flower task right off the get-go, okay? You're going to collect, you're going to collect your melons, right? Well, you're going to collect one melon, actually. And you're going to put down a flower, okay? And I'm going to show you guys this is how it's going to help you out. So you got a flower task, right? And it's not your highest point task. So you're just working on it. So right now you have a planks task and a hammers task and a table task and a flower task. Let's just say that, okay? The tables is worth the most points. So a lot of people, what they're going to do is they're going to make the hammers and the planks and collect on those and then do the tables, right? Makes sense. No, you can't do that. You need to do the tables first. And a lot of people are like, but I do, why would I when I could blah, blah. No, you can't afford to collect on lower points right now. You can't. So you're going to do the tables first. Let's say the tables were for 2,500 points, right? And you started your flower in your barn. So you have 10 melons already done and one flower making, okay? After the table task, you get a melon task. Aren't you glad you didn't collect all your melons? And you only have one flower to wait on? Now, let's say the melons were of a lower point value than the flower. Then you would collect the melons without doing the task and let it sit there. But let's say that the melons were higher, okay? You're going to be like, okay, I have an assignment to do 14 melons. I have 10 of them still done because I didn't collect them, right? So you collect your 10, you let the one flower finish, and then you set up one, melon, or you set up the remaining melon that you need because you already had to do the assignment. It's already started. And then you don't put up any flower, not until you see what you get next. Okay? So let's say after the melons, you get a you get a cream task for higher points in the flower. Hang on, you guys. Now, normally this wouldn't happen, over and over again like this, but I'm just trying to make the point here. Okay? So you finished your melon task and your flower task comes up. Okay? You already have that one sitting there, but you get a cream task that's higher than the flower. So then you're going to start cream and so on. Now, during all this, let's say that you had a paint task come up. Okay? You're going to start making one paint because here's what ends up happening. People get a task for one thing, right? And then they get a task for a different thing in that same store, and then they're stuck because they have to wait for 10 paint to finish. And then, like, at that point, they're like, well, I might as well collect the tasks. I can't afford to not. And at that point, you're screwing yourself every time you do that. So make sure that all your shops are ready. You're going to just try to guess an item. Okay? So you picked melons for this store. Maybe you picked, donuts for this store. Glue for this store. Be smart with it. Try to do the ones that take the most time, right? So every shop that you have has 11 done at the beginning of the contest. And you're going to leave those sit there until you hear otherwise for that shop. So let's say that it's the start of the contest and it's been 2 hours and you still haven't got anything for that particular shop. Don't collect those unless you make one more. So like, let's say that you're like, okay, well, I don't want to just let my shop sit there and not do anything, right? So what you should do is say, okay, I haven't got any production stuff for this particular shop yet, but I don't want to have it to where I'm not making anything. So let's say that you made 11 glue in that store. Collect one of your glue and make one glue so that you only have to wait for one. And that way you can collect 11 still if it comes up, but that way your shop's still running, right? Makes sense. All right. Now that you've got that squared away, those production tasks are going to be a lot easier on you. Now, let's say that you still want to be able to speed them up a little bit. You can go up to level 20 just fine. It's not going to kill your algorithm, and you will unlock silver tokens. Okay? When you unlock silver tokens, your game's going to be a lot easier because you can speed it up ×4. You also want to make sure that if you're in a club that's doing, you have to be in a club that does war if you want to win the mega prize, because you have to be able to do your war assignments. Now, let's say that you're doing war, okay? And you need to be able to do those assignments, but at the same time, you don't want to just launch for fun, okay? Because you can't afford that right now. So only launch for the purpose of your assignments. Make sure that you launch at least one time during war, and try to lose the war, preferably, especially if it depends on if you're in a club that does war for fun and to win, or if it's strictly for the contest. In my club, we do it just for the contest. So we want to lose because we don't want to get promoted and have to earn more points to hit the same type of prize, right? So if you launch at least one time, you will get the hang on. Okay, you will get the I can't fucking think. You'll get a war prize for losing or winning the war. Sorry, you guys, I'm having allergies. I don't normally get allergies. All right, so when you lose the war, you get 3 silver tokens, right? Or whatever, maybe 5 or some stupid shit. It's 5 gold keys and some silver tokens. You're going to want to, accumulate those. If you're somebody who is level 24, you're going to want to make sure that you have an epic project available at the start of the contest. And because if you don't have regionals unlocked, you don't have them at level 24, you're not going to be able to do an epic project back to back. You have a cooldown period. So if you get an assignment to, let's say, earn 60 epic points, then you're going to want to wait. You're going to hit, start it, do your 60, and then wait to finish your epic to see if you get another epic task. It's all about planning, you guys. Planning and prep. If you're somebody of higher level for your regionals, okay, do not click that regional HQ to see when it comes in, because it doesn't come in. The timer doesn't start until you click on the regional HQ. Only click those when you get an assignment for them. If you're doing your regional task for currency, you're going to want to have a lot of regionals stacked up so that you can sell them to the people to earn that money. You're also going to want to have any rares stacked up because you're going to have to donate those as well to the shipments. And then you're going to have a lot of money stacked up to bring those shipments back in immediately. Now, at that point, it depends on if you want to level up, because you can do that as well. But you aren't going to win the contest of mayors in the Mega League at that level with all those odds against you without spending a nice chunk of change. And the regional maps are a nightmare. If you get an epic project, you need to have around 40 of each regional item. Just prepare for that. And you need to have an obscene amount of coins if you don't have enough storage. Okay. Your biggest issue, if you are proceeding on with a city that you should have, that you should have restarted, is going to be storage and regional. That is going to be the 2 biggest problems for you. Now, choosing your tasks. Okay, so and you've got the prep down. You've got your mountain items, you got your beach items. Don't collect anything in your pass. Okay, on your pass here, you save all of this shit for the contest. Be smart with it. You're gonna get a gold chest one here. Don't open that until you have a task for it. You might even want to wait to open that motherfucker until double points week. It's a 6,000 point task right there. You can collect on your temp storage right away. You can collect on your tokens right away, unless you want to be able to collect them off the top of your building. Save any dozer, storage, VU, all that shit. Deeds. Don't collect any of that stuff, you guys, because it's just going to take up storage, right? So until you're ready to physically use it, don't collect it. If you collect a deed, all right, let's say that I had a slot of my land that I could unlock, right? And I had 14 of each dozer. If I collect this deed, it's not going to let me use my dozer. It's going to force me to use my deed first. That's why I tell you to wait to collect it. That way you can use it on a square that asks for more dozer, or when you don't want to use your land, right? So, or when you want to use your land versus when you don't. So make sure that you don't collect on any of this stuff until you're ready. Try to pair it up with your tasks, like, okay, look, this one is a mystery regional currency here. So you have a regional currency task. See if you get lucky. You might get lucky, and it might give you the ones that you need. That is going to be based on luck. All right. If you have a upgrade war card and you don't have any upgrades, but you have an unlock war card, that works as well. That is a nice, easy task. It's usually a 3,000 point task. If you have a repair 3 for 2,400 and a launch 1 for 1K, you need to do the launch 1 first. Okay. Obviously, yes, because you would want to do the highest point task usually, but in your instance, you can't afford to how do I put this? You can't afford to have that sit there that long. Now, let's say that you're somebody who has everything unlocked in the game. You're a high level player, right? And you start off the contest with a 1K VU. This is where the dynamics change for you. So let's say I was playing the contest of mayors for competitively this week. Let's say that my assignment list looks like this. I have a 3K Tokyo flight, a 2600 residential upgrade, and a couple 2000 pointers of just random production. And then I have a launch 1 VU for 1K. And that's it. Like, that's just the basics, right? What is the very first thing that I should do? Now, a lot of people are going to say, get that 1K VU out of the way. Wrong. Nope. Can't do that. Not with where I'm at. I can't afford it. So what'll happen is I will get that 1K VU out of the way. I'll start it. I'll miss out immediately on a lot of points. And because I have so many higher point tasks already in queue, it's going to give me another low point task, right? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to do my high point task, right? And it's not going to give me a VU one. It's going to give me a low VU task eventually. And then I'm going to end up in this situation where I'm back at it again, where I have a low point VU task. So what you do in my situation is I would start my production, and I can do production any way I want, because here's the deal. And if you play the way that I tell you guys to play, you'll be able to do this as well. I have an obscene amount of gold epic projects, right? So it doesn't matter what the fuck I do. If I have a production task, all I got to do is start a token. And my city generates so many of them anyway that I never run out. So that is why I tell you guys to build gold epics. It is crucial to your success. It doesn't matter what kind of city you want. I don't care if you want a high pop city or an omega city or any kind of city. It doesn't matter. It all applies to you. Because what are epics? Epics speed up your production, right? And production provides you with what? Coin. And you need coin to be successful with no matter what kind of city you want to build, especially if you have an omega city. So yeah, it would be advisable to get those gold epics done immediately, as early on as you can, and only do gold epics until you hit level 43. Then if you want to do a couple other ones, then fine. But people settle for silver because they have such a hard time hitting gold. And then once you learn how to hit gold, you never settle for silver. Trust me. I wouldn't do epics if they weren't easy. I wouldn't tell you to do that many epics if they weren't easy. I wouldn't advise you to do epics if they were $500,000 a piece from the get-go. Okay? If I'm telling you to do that many epics, it's because you can get them done easy. You can get them done in 20 minutes if you listen to my advice. If you listen to everything I say, then within 3 months' time, you will have everything on the Missy's Building Guide list done. And you will be in a phenomenal place. But if you don't listen and you fight my advice every step of the way, then it's not going to end well, you know? Believe it or not, 5 years of fucking my game up, I have learned some stuff about this game, okay? I know what I'm talking about. And I can't voice that enough. But when it comes to you guys picking your assignments, you're gonna have to fucking really try at it. And if you're above a certain point in the game, it's gonna cost you more than you're gonna get out of it. I don't play CoM competitively. It's a nightmare, okay? I would have to spend more than I get out of it. I didn't even look at the leaderboard this week, but I already know it's astronomical. Let's just go take a look at this stupid leaderboard, all right? Oh, I forgot all about that. I fell asleep last night early. Okay. What do we got? All right, 150. All right, So, Mega League, you start with 75 tasks or 60 tasks, and you get 15 gold tickets. So, 75 times 2 is, come on, 150, right? What does he have? 150. So he earned how much per assignment, roughly? What's his average? Everybody, come on. It's basic math, right? 2K. He ran a 2K average. The guy below him, take a little look at his score. How many points is he away from him? Less than 2,000 points? Yeah. Imagine how pissed he is. So, you're second place. Why didn't you get first place? Why do you think the guy got first place? What do you think he did differently than the guy that got second? I can tell you what he did. He made a mistake somewhere, and he knows what he did. And he's sitting there and he's kicking himself in the ass for it too. And he's like, fucking son of a bitch. If I wouldn't have missed that one timer, if I wouldn't have picked that one assignment, I would have it, And this guy's probably going, whew, thank God I didn't miss that timer. I'm so fucking lucky right now, Now, look at the guys below them, right? They have 20,000 points less. 20,000 points. So that's, if you were doing a 2K average, that's 10 assignments, right? 10 assignments that they shaved off, so to speak. So, then you just keep looking. Look, 15 to 12 and then 12. They're like 3,000 points apart. You know damn well that if any of these people in fourth place or below, or actually, damn well if any of these people in the top 10 had even one ticket left, they would have used it to secure their placement, right? So, that second place, he used all his shit. Otherwise, he would have used it to try to get into first place. So they did 75 assignments. So you just divide that by their score and you get their overall average, right? And if you're looking at this, look at your leaderboard every single week, okay? And once you start to play the game enough and you start practicing, you'll understand. And you'll be like, okay, I'm getting it now. Do you know how long it took me to figure this shit out? It took a long time because I'm like, all right, I just did the assignments. I went on YouTube at some point and I saw a tips video that said to pair up your assignments and to make an impression on the leaderboard and all this garbage, right? And the person said, if you have like a launch VU and a repair that you want to do this and then you want to do that and you want to pair everything up and I'm like, dude, I'm following their advice and I'm not anywhere near the top of the leaderboard, right? So I'm looking at all their scores and I'm breaking it down into the amount of assignments that are given. And I'm wondering how the fuck these people are getting these numbers if they're doing what this lady's telling them to do. And so I start noticing, I'm like, okay, I was just doing anything over 1,000 points, thinking then, okay, cool. No. Then I realized, this shit ain't random. They're not getting lucky every week. Something's going on here. And so I realized that a 2K average was the minimum, and that was like right where you want to be. So I had to figure out how to come up with a 2K average every week. And after you practice with it, it gets easier. It really does. And you're really not going to have a true idea until you practice, okay? I can't possibly go through all the variations. You know how when I ask you guys questions, I set the scene, right? I say, you have X amount of time left. You have this, and this in your queue. You have this many days till this ends. You have this many dozer parts. I'm setting the scene. But you guys, you're just looking at it going, this is my top assignment. No, you have to look at all your options. You have to look at every assignment in the list. They're all equally important. By not allowing certain assignments to pop up, you increase your odds of getting other assignments to pop up. So if you know that you can only have one launch VU, then you need to open that ability, that possibility of that task popping up. Because if that is not able to be popped up, it ain't ever going to come up, right? So if you have let's say you have you have a gold chest for 3K and you have an upgrade for 3K, two of which you cannot do, right? Now, let's say that you cancel your gold chest, or let's say you want to cancel one of them. Which one do you cancel? Well, I don't know. Let's talk about what's going on in your game first. Are you close to hitting a gold chest in the war? Is war almost ended? Are you close to the gold chest in your pass? You have to look at shit. Now, it would stand to reason that if you can't do a 3K upgrade ever, then that would probably be the one to cancel. But let's say that you know you're not going to be able to do the war chest task at all, period. Not going to happen. It might be better to cancel the chest, because you can only you can have duplicates of upgrades, but let's say you already have 3 upgrade assignments plus the one that's there. The odds of getting a 5th upgrade assignment are minimal. But if you cancel the upgrade, you up that chance. But if you cancel the chest, you up a higher chance of getting something besides an upgrade, right? So you have to pay attention to all the dynamics in your game. If, let's say that you have, all right, assignment loop. Do any of you know what an assignment loop is? If not, you need to go watch my video, okay? An assignment loop, it happens at the end of the contest. And usually what'll end up happening is you will do an assignment. Let's say you get a 3K VU and a 3K upgrade. Then you do your 3K VU, you pay a ticket, you get a 3K upgrade. You do your 3K upgrade, you pay your ticket, you get a 3K VU again. And this is what we call an assignment loop. These can work to your advantage, and they can also work against you. If you get a good loop, then you're golden, all right? I've had loops where I get an upgrade Omega 3 and a 3K launch. And I have, I burn through 100 VU, but I am golden. I know that I'm going to get 6,000 points every 2 tickets for the rest of the contest, okay? And I have 10 tickets left, right? So 3K times 10, that's 30,000 points I can guarantee. But let's say that it worked against me. And let's say that I ended up with a 3K upgrade and a 3K gold chest. And I'm a lower level player and I can't do that. So I cancel my 3K chest and I get a 3K upgrade. And then I cancel that and I get a 3K chest. I had a girl in my club, this happened to her, and she was just in a frenzy and she was just being an idiot. And she's like, oh my God, if I was doing my thing, and she was just going off in the fucking chat, dude, about, everything. And I was like, will you slow the fuck down? And I asked her, so I said, how many tasks do you have left? No response. Or she didn't answer my question. She proceeded on going off. And she was like, this is so stupid. I would have had so many points if I would have done things my way. And if I would have picked this. And I'm like, shut up. Do you have 10 tasks left? Again, I got no response from her. So she goes back into the chat. Now she's going off again about how she just cancel it again. And whoop-de-doo, got another one. And I'm like, oh my God, this dumb bitch, dude. And I shit you not, I actually had to write in all caps. I'm like, stop, screaming at her. And I said, will you fucking quit and answer me a question? And she's like, yes, I had 10 tasks left. I said, okay, so when I asked you 5 minutes ago how many tasks you had left, when I said, do you have 10 left? Why didn't you stop and answer me? And she's like, well, I don't see why it matters. It's like, dude, oh my God.
because you're in an assignment loop. And she's like, what's that? It's like, well, you would have fucking known had you paid attention. And I'm like, it is when this happens. That's what it is, you know? And if you would have answered me 10 minutes ago, I would have told you that you're in a loop and to not do that. And you wouldn't be in this situation. And then it was my fault because I didn't pre-tell her what an assignment loop was. Well, you're already having this much trouble grasping the concept of the contest. And then I'm going to add in a whole nother dynamic for you to have to learn. So excuse the fuck out of me for not wanting to pile a bunch of shit on your plate, you know? Those of you who do not know, most people catch a clue, okay? Most people figure out, oh, this happened the last time, and the last time it's probably going to happen again. But here's what usually happens. At the last 10 tickets, if you get put into a loop and it works against you, do not do what she did and proceed to cancel and start and cancel and start. You're just going to have to bite the bullet and do the lower ones and leave those there, okay? So if you cancel let's say you're in a loop and you can do one of your tasks but not the other. Let's say you get a 3K launch with a 3K upgrade. So you know when you do the 3K launch that it's going to pop up a 3K upgrade. Don't do that upgrade, okay? Don't cancel it. You know, you're going to have to do a different task. Now, let's say that you know that you're not going to get tasks that are at least 1,500 points, right? So if you don't get, but here's what's going to end up happening. It might be, you have to weigh out your options. Is it more advisable or better to earn a guaranteed 3K? So you're guaranteed basically 1,500 points per task if you start and then cancel the other, because you know you're going to get a 3K VU every time. Or is it better to do a lower point task and then get a lower point task? You could end up with even less. So you have to look at your list and you have to weigh out your options. Don't sit there and cancel 100 fucking times and then wonder, you know, why your score went to hell. The other thing people need to realize is that the game will even itself out. If you have a bad start, like let's say that you started the contest of mayors and right off the get-go you just have a terrible start, okay? Don't stress on that. People stress so much on the 3K assignments that they don't realize that is not the main issue here. The issue is running a 2K average, okay? So what you need to do at the beginning of every contest, one, you need to be prepared for every assignment. You know by what level you are and what you have unlocked in the game. You need to write down a list or at least know it in your head on what to expect, okay? What kind of assignments to expect. And you need to go through your game and you need to have all that shit ready. On the day off from the contest, you need to make coins because you're going to have to do epic projects or whatever, you know? You're going to want to stock up on all of your VU repair, all that shit. Prep is everything, all right? You're going to write down the amount of assignments. So if you're in Mega, you get 60 plus 15 tickets, all right? Pay attention, okay? Here's what you do. Every 10 or 5, assignments, look at your score. Every 10 assignments, you want to have 20,000 points for every 10 assignments done. So times 2, right? If let's say you've done 20 assignments and you have 18,000, you're below on your average a little bit, so you need to bring it up. You got to make up for it. Now, let's say that you had a really good start, okay? It's the first 10 assignments of the game, and you have 18,000 points, and you think, right on, dude. Or, sorry, it's the first 10 assignments or let's say it's the first 5 assignments in the game. You've done 5 assignments, okay? So a 2K average would put you at 10,000 points. But let's say that you have like 16,000. So you're up on your average by a lot. you get super excited. You're like, you know what? If this keeps up, I'm going to end up with like a 2,600 average or whatever. No, it's not going to keep up. It never does. The game always levels you out. And that is the same vice versa. If you get a bad start, you're going to have a better end. If you get a better end, you're going to have a bad start, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. Now, the game, like I said, it will level you out. So people focus on the 3K task versus the 2K average. Why does it matter if, let's say me and you both get 10 assignments, okay? And I throw, let's do this. Okay. I get 3 of mine or 3K assignments, and you get no 3K assignments, but we both ended up with 20,000 points, right? People focus on what assignments they get rather than the points that they're earning. It doesn't matter how many 3K assignments you get as long as you're running your overall average, right? Now, the reason that you want to up your odds to getting 3K assignments to pop up is because those are your premiums. And obviously you want to aim for the higher point tasks. Yes, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't win without them. It just means that you have to run an average, a 2K average, right? So stop focusing on that. Stop thinking that it's all luck. Stop asking people that are going to tell you, oh, you know, it's Missy's advice. Follow her advice. You have to know what assignment to pick in the current situation that you're in. The better prepared you are, the better off you'll be. If you're somebody who needs to restart and you have very minimal storage, you know, there's somebody in my group right now. He's a level 30 something. He has a regional map unlocked. He has very minimal storage. He shouldn't even be playing the contest of mares. It's not worth it. You know, it's not. And honestly, it doesn't do any good if you win the contest of mares on your feeder because you can't transfer anything besides rares and coin. So what good does that do? You should make your feeder your main and bite the bullet. All right. You know, I can't answer everybody's questions all the time when there's so many variations. You have to be able to eliminate and make a good choice based on everything that I've tried to teach you here today, okay? Do the best that you can. Look at your assignments list, okay? It is a learning curve. It really is. And if you're prepared for the contest and you're looking at your list and you've made a list of premiums and non-premiums, keep an eye out for what tasks you can do and what tasks you can't. You know, when those airport flights come in, you really need to do those, okay? That's very important. And you need to pay to bring those flights back. That's the only way you're going to win. You cannot win the contest of mares without spending cash. There's not enough time, okay? Now, the low leagues, you guys, I mean, it cracks me up. You guys come in my group and you're like, I'm in suburban, I'm in town, and I have 8,000 points and I'm in first place. Enjoy it while it lasts. It isn't going to last, okay? Mega is hard, and there are some weeks that you get put in with people that don't do shit. Yeah, but for the most part, it's going to get hard, and it's going to get impossible the higher up you go in level. So that's why I tell people, if you want to play CoM competitively, do it now, okay? Do it now, and then save all your shit, buy your maxes, and get a nice stock of plat keys. And then once you're ready for a challenge, then go up. You know, once you've established a nice foundation for your city. Because if you go up with no storage and a bunch of regionals and no epics, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare. Okay? I hope that this helps. I hope that this is the last video I have to do on the subject. Probably not, but I hope so. If you need to, you can reach out to me, and I will tell you what assignment to pick but you need to give me your information. You have to give me the full list of assignments. You have to tell me where you're at, if you have a lead, if you're down on points, if, you know, your club's in war. All that stuff matters. I can't tell you, oh, do a 3K war chest assignment if you don't have war for 3 days and the contest ends in 12 days. I can't tell you what assignment to pick if you're in a loop. You know, I can't tell you without knowing is what I mean. Without knowing what's going on in your game, I can't tell you accurately what assignment to choose. So you need to set the scene for me. You have to tell me what's going on. And better yet, you need to do that for yourself, okay? Make sure those production tasks are all set up. Have all your shops unlocked. Have them making one at a time. If you have to wait for the full list of items, you're not going to be happy. Don't collect on an assignment just because you did it and you think it won't matter, okay? If at any point during the contest you're thinking, I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to, that right there is what is going to make you lose. If you're looking at this earn simoleons task and you're going, I know I shouldn't do this. I know Missy said not to, but I'm going to do it anyway. That right there is not following my advice 150%. So don't come to me at the end of the week and say, sorry, Missy, I followed all of your advice and I have a 1K average. No, you didn't. Where did you mess up? You did everything I would have done. You picked every task I would have picked. And then I get the truth. And then I get, well, you know, I mean, yeah, I did like one earn simoleons challenge here and I should have canceled this. And then I did that. And it's like, yeah. So 100 points here, 200 points there. Next thing you know, you're down. It doesn't take much to knock your average down. It really doesn't. And I mean, you have to look at my video where I draw up the points and I pick them and I show you guys how easily they drop. Okay? If you pick a 3K task, you get 3,000 points, right? The next task you get is 2,000. Now you're 5,000. So you're 1,000 points down on your 2K average. You need 6,000 points for 2 tasks. You have 3K. I skipped a step. You got 3K, 2K, that's 5K, right? So you're up a little bit. Then you get the next one, and it's a 1,500 pointer, right? So you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 6,500 points for 3 assignments. Okay, so you're still at your 2K average. Then you get 2 more 1,500 pointers. And now you're back down to your 2K average. 1 more 1,500 point assignment. Now you're below your 2K average. Okay, how about you did a 3K task, then you did a 2,000 point task. You got 5,000 points for 2 assignments done. So you're up 1,000, right? The next one you have to skip entirely. Boom, dropped your average. So now you've done three tasks and you have 5,000 points and you should have 6,000. You just went from having above a 2K average, right, to having 1,000 points below a 2K average. So that's just with one cancellation. So if you're in my chat saying, well, I canceled 80% of my assignments this week, I only did my highest task. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? So you went to my video where I said to only do your highest task. You didn't listen to anything else I said. And then you took the advice that is for a higher level player and applied it to a low level player. So you went to your assignment list and you went, okay, this is the very tippy top one. I'm going to cancel it. And then I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to cancel that. And you canceled 40 out of your 60 tasks. That was the stupidest thing you did. Okay. I don't even know how you do something so stupid. I'm sorry. That's just dumb. Okay. Listen here. How the hell can you even rationalize? Oh my God. I feel a rant video coming. Fuck. All right. Look, pay attention. Okay. You have to understand that my advice, when I tell you guys videos, you really need to get this. I'm speaking to a large audience of people that are in all different points in the game. it doesn't always apply to you. And I have to constantly repeat myself because people don't listen. So pay attention, try to use common sense. All right. If you're a high level player, a very high level player, I'm going to make a separate video for you. All right. This advice in this video, some of it applies to you, but all of it applies to a lower level player. Okay. I'm done. I've been doing this way too long. Hopefully this helps. And like I said, you can hit me up if you need to, and I will do the best I can to help you.